theory in evolutionary psychology or if it's been tested, but the idea of women having sex with more promiscuous men actually helps them having offspring. Because if you have sex with a man who's more promiscuous and he has more promiscuous male children, they're more likely to give you grandchildren. Do you understand? So promiscuity for some women is attractive.
I'm a scientist studying human mating, and if you're more facially attractive, your mates are less likely to want to use protection with you. That's what's suggested by a line of research performed by Elif Thoreau and colleagues. In one study, they showed women a bunch of male faces, and they basically asked, how much would you want to sleep with this man if you were single? And if you were going to sleep with them, how likely would you be to use protection? More attractive male faces received more desire for mating, water is wet, and more interestingly, less desire for protection. These results are mirrored by a similar study by the same authors, which found that the same trend applies in men. And this also reflects a trend I've seen on social media where facially attractive men will receive comments from a small group of women who will post raw under them, which insinuates a preference for an unprotected interaction. Now, I know that these comments are meant in jest, but the fact that the joke is funny implies that we have some folk psychological understanding of the connection between beauty and intent to use protection. Of course, there's a pretty straightforward evolutionary story you could tell here, right? You could say that maybe at some level, human minds understand that conceiving with someone less attractive is in some sense more of a risk. But I think these results are more likely explicable by the proximate effect of enthusiasm for the interaction.
Thank you, Mackin.
Yeah, goodbye.
Ladies, any comments on this? More likely to not use protection, the better looking they are. Does anyone agree with this? Have any thoughts?
I didn't know that.
So there's a bunch of women that they'll see a guy who's like really good looking and they write raw in the comment. They just write raw. That's what it means. Yes.
Damn.
I would say based off my life.
Talk, guys. What do you think?
So men don't mind being objectified, right? Isn't that what you said?
I really do not mind being objectified at all. I'm sorry, I don't.
I prefer it.
Michael, I'm just to let you know.
I prefer it, yes.
I just find you physically attractive, and I think you're a complete ass. Let's have sex. I'm like, okay.
That's the way I want it.
Seriously, I don't mind being objectified at all. Anybody else?
Is that the same for like guys to women?
I will say probably yes.
100%.
Yeah. I would say, especially if you're Nick Cannon, I would say yes.
I love Nick Cannon.
Well, you know, Nick Cannon would probably love you. He's had babies with 3 of my friends. I'm pretty sure he'd probably make that happen.
13th baby mama, like I
You
don't
will?
care, because he's hot as.
Well, Nick watches the show, and he actually. Well, I'll tell Nick right now to hit you up. Sound good?
Nick.
I'm sure your boyfriend will be happy about
I
that.
don't have a boyfriend.
So work out great.
Even if I had a boyfriend, he'd be cheating, so I don't give a.
He'd be cheating anyway. They're gonna cheat anyway.
I don't give a.
I'll cheat with Nick Cannon. That makes sense. All of this makes so much sense, doesn't it?
Now, I was going to ask you, so evolutionarily speaking, why do you think that is?
Oh, it's exactly what he said. Of course he's right. Like the proclivity to have good-looking children like outweighs almost everything, more than intelligence. Intelligence is overrated when it comes to when we actually look at what people choose. By the way, plastic surgery is really going to screw this up. The proclivity for women to want to have, again, there's this weird thing. I can't remember if it's a theory in evolutionary psychology or if it's been tested, but the idea of women having sex with more promiscuous men actually helps them having offspring. Because if you have sex with a man who's more promiscuous and he has more promiscuous male children, they're more likely to give you grandchildren. Do you understand? So promiscuity for some women is attractive, and then also men being very physically attractive or being very ambitious, you're going to have more ambitious, attractive, assertive, dominant children, which actually gives you a higher likelihood of having grandchildren. Does that make sense?
Like parents want to see their kids get married and things like that.
For sure.
So obvious.
And so you'll notice, like my mother always has comments on the physical attractiveness of the girls that I date.
I mean, like
And the humongous boob jobs. But other than that, she doesn't really care about the other stuff.
With the whole Nick Cannon comment, like saying like the 13th baby mama, obviously that's a joke, but also I was raised by an independent mom who raised me and my sister, so I feel like if kind of like Bree from Selling Sunset, she's the same kind of mindset. Like she had a kid with Nick Cannon, but she's fine raising the baby.
She's
on
actually
her
one of my
own.
friends that I told you.
I love Bree.
I went to her birthday party 2 years ago.
because she is fine raising a kid on her own because she knows she has good morals. She knows how she wants her kids raised. Like I agree with that.
I have a different take on this. I think it's opportunity cost is what it is. I agree with you about the sexy sense theory. Got that. No doubt. But what Mackin is, I think he's referring to here, maybe he was, I don't think he was, maybe he's just incomplete about it. But I think that if there is an opportunity for a good-looking guy and a good-looking girl to get together, and they're not in a relationship, and it's a one-night stand, it's the same night lay or something like that, the likelihood of using protection is less because hypergamy can't afford to miss that opportunity of having sex with that guy, and so therefore that's why it's less likely to happen. So it's opportunity. It's almost economic.
I would feel like that would be more prevalent in men than women, though, because men having like you think about
but yet it's women who are saying raw.
Yeah, but if you think but it's men who are going wrong.
Well, yeah.
If you think
I'm good. Let's go.
If you think of a plasticine like male who lives in Africa, he's just more likely to have sex with whoever,
ejaculate and evacuate,
than the woman is who actually she understands if she has a baby with the wrong person, then it's ostracized. She can be ostracized, and that's a death sentence. So I definitely think there's a little bit of difference there. So,
but I'm saying that because he brought up the fact that it's a sort of a proximate goal rather than an ultimate goal, because you're not really thinking I want to have kids with this guy that I just met at fucking Zook right now. You're not thinking there's proximate goal.
Women literally say that to me, so I don't know. Maybe you are.
There's proximate goals and there's proximate goals and there's ultimate goals.
Podcast.
So it's
Let's
like
have babies.
So the proximate goal is she's hot and I want to tap that ass. The ultimate goal is I want to have babies with this person, right? And so nobody at Zook is thinking I want to have babies with this person right now. That's not some cognitive thing that's going on. It's she's hot and he's hot. We're aroused. Let's go.
Wait, hey Mike, I want to add something to that real quick. So for example, like I had a girl that I hooked up with. She was looking through a trash can trying to see if I threw the condom away type shit, trying to find it, and I was like, oh shit,
sauce.
Right?
Got to use hot sauce.
You know what I mean? And like attractive woman, right? But then when
I found the condom from your guys.
yeah, looking through the trash can, I wake up like, what the. But then when I hook up with like a hot college girl, like I'm like, damn, she bad, but I don't know her like that. Never heard from her again. I'm like, red flag. You know what I mean? Never heard from her. So I'm like, she can go live her life. I'm good. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't looking for trying to like not use protection for her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
We should I'm sure all of us use protection all of the time, and everyone who's watching this, you should always use protection all the time. I'm sure that's what we all do 100% of the time. Got it? Cool.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you think girls who are single should have a box of condoms at their house, or should a guy just bring condoms with them?
I think she should.
I'm actually curious about this.
I don't know.
Should girls
I don't know anyone who uses
question.
protection ever. I don't know anyone who uses. Welcome to IUD University.
Okay, that's my point of view. Because a man came over and was like, "No, the I don't got any."
He has the dick. He's gonna carry the condom.
Exactly.
That's why I'm birth control.
She's like
You
this.
get the condom. I think it's
He has the dick.
that is chivalry.
She's like,
Bring the condom.
Look at Christy.
There you go.
Christy's like this. He has the. He should bring it over.
I think it's cool if he comes.
Hey guys, listen. Welcome to the city of IUD behind us. I don't know what you're talking about.
Chivalry is carrying your own condoms. Got it. Yes, I agree. There you go.
Cool to keep your own condoms, because if the guy just comes with one, you're like, oh, how old is that one? Like, you don't know. Like, he's got to come with a fresh box. It's got to be a fresh box, or you come with the fresh box.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
Would subscribe to this podcast. That's very interesting.